Hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel. This is basically the AWS Zero to Master series, and in the last previous session we learned about how we can create the security groups and how we can ensure the traffic flow using the security group. So in the today's session we will see about the AWS keypair. That is one of the main concept when we are working on the AWS EC2 level. So let's start. So basically, AWS key pair is a set of like a public and private key. That means that whenever we are creating that like EC2 instance with a key pair, so the AWS will be provision that public and private key. Basically, the public key will be stored into that the EC2 instance level, and the private key will be stored into our local machine. So the way we can connect our EC2 instance in the secure manner. So the key pair basically will help if you are going to be connect the Linux instance using the SSH. This will be help us to connect our instance in a secure manner. So instead of authenticating our user ID and password, this will be provide the private key. It will be more secure when we are connecting that SSH. So if you are the Windows user, if you need to be connect over that Windows-based EC2 instance, like the key pair will be helpful to decrypt the password. So basically, without key pair, we can't decrypt our password. So as I mentioned, basically that will be the public key will be contains in that instance level, and the private key will be stored into our local machine. So don't forget to store that private key. So when we are creating the instance or EC2 key like a key pair, the private key will be automatically download your local machine. Once after created, you can't download again. So be sure about that and ensure your like availability of that key pair. So basically, like when we are creating the TCP keeper, there are two method we can see that one of the extension called PPK and another option called the PEM. So both will be used in the different purpose. Like if you are going to be connect our instance using the Putty or Mobile Extreme any software, it will be like using PPK. If you are going to use that any CLI SSH mode, it will be that PEM method will be more helpful. So that's all about the basics of the AWS Keeper. So now we will, what we will do, we will try to create our own EC2 instance with AWS Keeper, and we will try to like connect that EC2 instance using the SSH. So basically, when we are going to do that like SSH into our like Linux machine, there are multiple way we can connect. AWS providing that multiple way we can connect our instance. So we will see that one by one. So first one is that AWS Instance Connect. So in the last session, we saw about how we can connect our AWS instance in the easiest way of Instance Connect. So here we don't want to be provide any security or private key. We can connect it with a simple user ID. So the second one that AWS Cloud Shell, that is one of the option called that CLA methodology. We can connect and we can access our EC2 instance. Along with that Cloud Shell, we can manage our AWS services also. But here we need to be provide that private key. And another one that AWS command prompt, sorry, Windows command prompt. So basically, if you are a Windows user, on the command prompt level, we can connect our Linux instance using the SSH. This one also requires the private key. And if you are the Windows user using the Putty software or mobile extreme, this is the third-party software. Using that, we can connect our Linux instance using the SSH. This one also requires the private key. So along with that, if you are using the existing Linux machine, from the Linux machine, you need to be connect the EC2 Linux. So we can connect using the SSH. Here also require private key. And yes, AWS Session Manager is the one of the option without like a private key we can connect it, but we need to be attach the IAM profile. This one we will see it in that later session when we are started to seeing on that IAM. So the one more option called the AWS Serial Console. This is one of the option we can connect it our AWS instance on the instance connect itself, console itself, but it will be working on the some of the particular instance level. So today what we will do, we will try to focus these, we will try to focus these two concepts, that AWS Instance Connect and the Cloud Shell in the like AWS console itself. Let me quickly switch into that console. Okay. So I'm in the AWS EC2 console. So what we are going to do, we are going to be create a EC2 instance and we are going to be attach that keeper. Either we can attach it that existing one. Otherwise, when we are creating a instance, we can create it. So right now, what we are going to do under the network security, one option called a keeper. Here we will try to create and we will attach those keeper into the EC2. So to do so, like click on the create keeper section. So keypair name, we can call it out that Linux lab. And like there are two encryption methodology they are providing. First one is that RSA and the second one is that ED255. These two also will do the same procedure, but RSA is the higher encryption methodology. They are providing the more keys for the security. But ED25519 also the same encryption but lesser key, and we can expect some kind of a strong encryption. So coming to that format, we can download it either the PEM or PPK. PEM basically will connect if you are doing the SSH methodology. PPK is also the same, but it will be helpful if you are using the PuTTY software or a mobile extreme or anything. So I'm just going to be download the PEM. So create a keeper. So as I mentioned, once after uh, once after you have been created that the key pair, it should be downloaded into your local machine, the private key. So again, if you need to be download, it will not allow to download. Only you can do the import keeper only. So don't forget to store your keeper into your local or some safest place. So the next thing we are going to be deploy that instance. So to do that, I'm just launch the instance on the instance tab. So the SSH lab and just to call it as the SSH lab. So the AMI, I'm going to be the Amazon Linux and instance type is T2 micro, that's enough. So coming to the key pair, I'm going to be select that existing key pair, which is the one I have been created Linux lab. So apart from that, the net under the network security, I'm going to be select the existing security group, which is the one we have been created in the earlier lab. So when we are creating that instance, when we are attaching the security group, be sure about the port. In the today's session, we are going to be connect our SSH into our Linux machine. So this those SSH ports should be enabled on the particular security groups level. So be sure about that. So just click on the launch. So click on the instance. So now the instance is in pending state. We'll wait for a few seconds to complete those process. So before connecting the SSH, as I mentioned, be sure about the port whether enabled or not. If it is that if it is not enabled the 22 port, you can't connect that machine using the SSH. The 22 port is the responsible to connect that machine using the SSH. So as I mentioned, my machine has been attached to the security group with the 22 port. So now the instance has been running successfully. So what I'm going to do, as I mentioned, first way, the easiest way we can connect our Linux instance using the connect option. So here, if you click on the connect, they are providing that multiple option. First one is that EC2 instance connect. Here it will not ask any private key. We can connect with the user ID. Another option is session manager. So basically, the session manager will be work it on the AWS console if we are going to be connect our Linux instance or Windows without user ID and password. Basically, we need to be attach the IAM profile. Apart from that, the SSH client is the one of the option we can download and we can connect it. I think the SSH, like Open SSH, the way we can connect run the command and we can connect. And the serial console, as I mentioned, this will be work it on the AWS console, but some of the the specific system only it will be work like AWS Nitro system. So right now, what we are going to do, we are going to be connect using the instance connect. That is the first option. So just click on the connect. So here it will not ask any user like a password or encryption private key. It will be directly connect to your EC2 instance if you enable the SSH port on the particular mission, particular security group. So now you can see the mission has been connected. The IP address is 252. IP address is 252. This is the way we can connect in the AWS console. And the another option, as I mentioned, using the Cloud Shell also we can connect. So Cloud Shell basically the CLI interface we can manage all our AWS services. Along with that, we can connect the EC2 like instance using the SSH. What I'm going to do, I'm going to be open the Cloud Shell, the second method. So just close it all the things and just open the AWS Cloud Shell. So basically, when you are hitting to open the AWS Cloud Shell, it will be create in one of the zone under the North Virginia. So basically, like US East one is the availability zone, one of the availability zone under the North Virginia. So you can see it will be like has been created one of the like a Cloud Shell. So here we are going to be connect our Linux instance using the SSH. So to connect the Linux instance, just to do the SSH and take the public IP of the instance, and the user ID is by default user ID Amazon Linux EC2 hyphen user at the IP. So if I am hitting the enter, it will not connect. The reason behind like we just given the SSH with user ID and the IP address, but we didn't provide the private key. So basically, we have been like created the instance with the private key, private and public key. So we need to be authenticate using the public key. Then only we can able to connect. So to do that, like like basically we need to be onboard those private key into the like a particular cloud shell. Then we can connect. So I'll just to open the like folder. Okay, one sec. So this is the like folder. Basically, I have been it's like I have been stored that keypair. So I'm just edit notepad. So if you click on the edit notepad, you can see that the private key file like where you can see that the private key to authenticate. So just to click on the copy. So I'm just switching into that again the AWS console. So here, what I'm going to do, I'm going to be create a one file called keypair using the VA editor. This is the one of the editor on the Linux interface. So key dot the extension should be the PEM. Like be sure about that. So click on the insert and right click on your mouse and paste it. So this is the warning only, just to paste it. Now you can see the private key has been pasted. Now I'm just going to be save it using the escape and shift colon W2, right and quiet. So now you can see I have been onboarded the file, the file name called key.pem. So the second thing what we need to be do when we are going to be use the private key, those private key files should be in that like should not be open for everyone. The access should be like very less permission we need to be giving. Otherwise, if you are using that keeper, it will not work. I'm going to be doing it. So using the like let me first increase the font size. Okay, medium large. So I'm going to be do like SSH and the syntax is SSH hyphen I and this is the key pair. So basically we need to be key pair we need to be defined and the user ID and the IP address. If I'm just hitting the enter, it will be like telling you the private key file are not accessible. So what we need to be do first we need to be change the permission of the particular private key, then we can access. So to do that like change mode which mode the permission should be 600 or below or key. So now you can see the permission has been changed successfully, only the read and write for the local user, sorry, that mission level user. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to be connect again SSH-I, the key pair name and the okay. So now you can see the mission has been connected successfully. And if I can see, the IP address is 171, 172.31.17.252. 172.31.17.252. So now I'm in the mission, so I can do it whatever we want. So this is the way we can connect our Linux instance using the like instance connect. Along with that, we can connect that Cloud Shell as well. So like that's all about that today's session. So in the next session, we will try to cover all other options how we can connect our Linux instance. So thanks for watching my channel once again. So we'll see you in the next session. Thanks.